Back in Season 11, Armada and I were working together on some new tracks, wanting to breathe life into the league after having many seasons with some modern tracks featured, but many returning favorites taking the forefront. Blaviken was actually, as Bob Ross would say, a happy accident. The goal of this map was to construct a massive compound featuring 3 ovals that we'd battle on at different points in the season, and an arena cross as well. Armada designed the infield for Skellige Speedway, and at some point while testing the fast and competitive oval, I decided to take a journey through the infield, happening upon a layout for a TRS that is purely a product of Armada's infield, and my imagination. Again, this infield layout originally had no intention of being raced on. It was only there to serve the look of the track. In a way, this creation of the layout is actually true to the lore of TRS. Years ago, one of the core pillars of the series was that it would be tracks made on normal multiplayer Halo maps, instead of the original Forge creations that we often do. Eventually, this evolved, yet I found it fitting that our first TRS race on H5 was formed using this classic method. Additionally, the race was fantastic, definitely a highlight of Season 11 for most participants, and I'm glad it showed how a classic HRL series from years past could still be plenty of fun in the present.
Blaviken was my introduction to the world of TRS racing, and I kind of knew what it was from watching Luke's HRL history episode on, I think it was Rossburg Raceway in Halo 4, and I kind of had an idea that it was absolutely conky and it wasn't like uber competitive, but going into TRS racing in Halo 5 from the Quarantine Series season, I didn't really know what kinds of tracks were going to happen, and Blaviken basically shattered what I thought was possible. I knew it really wasn't going to have any limits to begin with, again, but holy hell, this really had no limits. It wasn't even a meme. It was an actual track inside of an oval, just through the infield. Ramda made the layout through it, and I'm just looking at this track like, what? But it was really good. It legitimately worked. It had some really sick sections. That chicane that goes through the forest inside of turns 1 and 2 on the oval. It's a really challenging section, and it is absolutely nuts with a lot of people there, but it's a really fun challenge to just drive through. The downhill section going to that rock hairpin near the end of the lap it'll put some hair on the alls. It is some absolute insanity, and just quite frankly, it's a short track with multiple collision zones, and those amazing sections of just the insane racing that happens. It was a blast to race, and I also won the first moto on this track, which maybe I'm biased because of that, but it was really fun. And it also goes to show that TRS racing is just a really fun time, because I normally get stressed out when racing. I remember the 1 year bonus race when I won. I was just so insanely stressed out during that entire thing. But, oh my god. This race though, the whole race where I was just leading basically for the second half of the race, I remember that I was asking, wait, am I leading? And I think Luke said, yes, you are leading. And I was leading by like half a lap, and I was just like, what the hell? What happened? But that's TRS racing, you know, and hopefully we get to do a TRS series, because it's really fun. And back to the point I was making, that whole race, I wasn't even stressed out even though I was leading, because it was just so goddamn fun. And yeah, I hope we get to do more tracks like this, even though Halo Infinite's now out as I'm recording this. Hopefully we get to do more TRS races in the TRS season, because this track was fire. It was so fun.
Here are a few comments from our track judges on Blaviken TRS. Good to see the TRS series start to come alive again. Solid layout done here to bring the series back. Hopefully more TRS in the future, as I made a couple H5 TRS since then and never got to race them. Maybe one of the most fun series of all time. Looked hella fun, sad I didn't race it, but LMAO, some people got. Blaviken is the most random track that ever came to be. Even though I'm probably technically credited on this one, it's a bit of a 50-50 combination between me and Armada. The track was actually born as aesthetics, it was just that, just supposed to be rocks on the inside of an oval to make it look pretty. Then I saw Armada's work, and a layout struck me. The rest was history. Also, the race here was one of the most fun races in recent memory for me on H5. Nothing specific here, just have positive vibes when I think about this track and this race.